605 Chaser. We want to welcome you to our broadcast. I do want to thank you for your patience, all of our followers, as I was not feeling the greatest over the last couple of days, doing some self care for sure. But before we get started with the weather, I want to thank our wonderful sponsors Mission Nutrition, Refuel Nutrition, and Fit Revolution Nutrition. Check them out if you're in the area of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They can get you straight away into a good lifestyle with your nutrition. Also, another great area of expertise in the field of general contractors. If you need a new roof or siding after storms that hit, South Dakota, obviously, we're no stranger to storms. We still have yet to get those storms in South Dakota, and we'll touch base with that a little bit in our broadcast here. Hey, Tufts Weather, thanks so much for joining. So make sure that you check Prairie Pro General Contractors. Even if you just need some kind of new siding, you've been putting it off, call for free estimates 605 880 7776. Let's go ahead and get to all the crazy weather. We do have a lot going on right now.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
And this is in the area of Mississippi. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is the latest one that we have. This was issued actually at 7:52, just before we went live here. And this is until 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. That was out of the Jackson, Mississippi National Weather Service. This includes Rankin County in central Mississippi, Simpson County, southwestern Scott County. It's a large area, and that's what we're kind of expecting today is a large area of storms. They're going to mainly be wind and some minor hail, but nothing real huge today is expected. There's the chance of some isolated tornadoes. Hang on one second, Tufts Weather. Let's see if I can find out what's going on with my voice here. One second. All right, does that sound a little bit better, Tufts Weather? Otherwise, it could be just this cold. All right, sounds good. Thanks so much for the mic check. Appreciate it. All right, so at 7:52, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Edwards to near Raymond to near Dry Grove to near Wesson, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This contains 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Many different areas expected, like I said, to get impacted by these 60-mile-an-hour winds. Now, we do have this severe thunderstorm watch. It's scrolling at the bottom. This includes much of Mississippi, and it's in effect until 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A tornado or two is possible. Isolated large hail events to 1 inch and scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour is expected. Small Boeing cluster. Let's take a look at that small Boeing cluster that we have. This is a live look at the radar, and I'll go through. I think it's the cold. It sounds fine. Your voice is just different. Yeah, yeah. Definitely the crazy. I'm still getting over this thing messing with me. Thanks, though. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what's expected for later today. If we could take a look at HRRR, this is going to be a rough estimate of the timing. As you can see, HRRR just went through an update, so I'm going to go back to the 11Z. It's not fully out. The 11Z is updated, so I'm just going to bring this through. This is a look at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. As we go into Meridian,
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
and that might be an update to this one. One second. Yep, that is a new one. So that one now is including, so this was just issued at 8 a.m. a few moments ago until 8:45. This includes Lawrence County in south central Mississippi, as well as western Covington County in southeastern Mississippi, Jefferson Davis County in south central Mississippi until 8:45. These are moving now northeast at 45 miles per hour. Again, main threat is wind gusts. Oakville, Prentice, Carson, Lone Star, Clem, Mount Olive, all those areas expecting some impact to that. As we go through this radar estimate here, this is an estimate again of where we're expecting some more severe weather. The reason why I think that these storms that are happening right now are severe, obviously, but I do believe we're going to see a lot more ramp up in areas of Birmingham, Alabama area later this afternoon. This is around 1 o'clock estimate, and I believe just east of Tuscaloosa and south of the Birmingham area around 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Eli Crane, Jackson, is everything okay? We do have for Jackson, Mississippi, right now we do have that 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, and that's a severe thunderstorm until 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So nothing real huge right now. Again, you are under a severe thunderstorm watch in Jackson, Mississippi until 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and there is that possibility, Eli, of some isolated tornado or two. Nothing long track that I'm expecting.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been
We
issued.
do have another severe thunderstorm warning, and this was just issued. Again, these things are moving pretty quickly, 40 to 50 mile per hour. And this is the one that was just issued here at 7:52. Let me see if I can find the other one that was just issued. I believe it's this one here. Might not have popped up yet. Sometimes Radar Omega is a little slow, but anyhow, as I was discussing, if I do see, hi Jeff, yeah, they have not been that bad. Definitely, it just depends on what people consider bad. In my opinion, these are not bad because they don't have tornadoes, but they're severe enough. They're just, in my opinion, the just at the severe levels. You know, that 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. All right, so Central Alabama, I definitely want to take care of that. The reason why I'm expecting this is a radar estimated loop right now, Birmingham, Alabama. I'm expecting around 1 p.m. some severe weather. This is where I think the greatest potential is for some tornadic activity, but I can't say that for sure. This is just based on my estimates. Nothing that but the reason why I believe this is going to be a possibility of a few isolated tornadoes more so in this area, let me just go through this full scan here. This goes all the way on into areas of Georgia around 6 p.m. Before 7 p.m., it basically falls and kind of caves a little bit. So the reason why I say that is you can see these stronger cells here with the purple down by Columbus, just north of Columbus, and even south of Columbus, Alabama, and then just southwest of Atlanta area right there. This is going to be more of a Boeing effect right here that's moving into Atlanta, which could have that 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Sandy Springs, Georgia area around 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that'd be 6 p.m. your time. Again, these are radar estimates just on one weather model. But after you get into after 7 p.m., I do expect things to kind of die out a little bit more, and you'll be good. So let me kind of show you why I'm expecting the Birmingham, Alabama to have more of that significant threat. We're going to take a look real quick at yes, 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 exactly, Tufts weather. This is why I'm expecting to have more of the tornadic activity. So right now, if you're looking at, this is a live look at the satellite loop. You can see the cloud cover, obviously, for these storms that are all the way over into Mississippi. But you have this southeasterly um, into Montgomery, Alabama. There's clearing going on right there. So we got plenty of ability for those towers to start building as these storms move eastward. And we're going to expect a lot of heat and moisture to be fueling these storms to the west and eventually make their way over into areas of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Huntsville, Montgomery area later this afternoon. And I think these are just really trying to mature yet, but I think they're going to struggle a little bit more until they get into areas of Alabama and maybe even the western part of Georgia. So we'll see what happens. Yes, very good. Very good job, Tufts Weather. All right, thanks for the follows, everybody. If you haven't followed already, please do so. We appreciate that very much. And since we don't have any severe, like no tornadic activity, I'm going to kind of touch base with regards to what we're expecting to have happen over the next several days here with regards to this pattern. We're going to take a look at a Euro model here, and this is kind of looking at the 500 millibar height, the wind and knots. The reason why we're going to looking at this, we're going to see kind of the pattern change, if you will. This is a look on the 28th estimates, okay, for tomorrow. You can kind of see a little bit here, maybe getting going in areas of Kansas, but nothing really expected. It's just a wind pattern change, if you will. As we go a little bit further into the end of the month, we do see where you get to areas of North Carolina. There is a possibility for this weekend, North Carolina, South Carolina, possibility of some severe weather over there. Right here, you can certainly see that. Don't have my drawer on here, but. And then when we get into like the 4th, 5th, and 6th, let me show you that here. The reason why I want to pinpoint that is for my South Dakota folks. Okay, we get into Thursday. We see this negatively tilted, somewhat negatively tilted trough right here coming to Colorado low and trying to get things going over in South Dakota. I'm expecting at least a marginal risk for severe weather, maybe slight, but that's a long ways out yet. We'll have to see how it goes. Of course, SPC isn't out that far for their predictions, and rightfully so. There's a lot of things that could change. So next weekend could possibly be a risky situation for areas of South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and obviously Nebraska. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. But just kind of wanted to show you some of the weather pattern changes. And then what we kind of see is we meander into a high pressure and dominating much of the south where we don't expect a whole lot going on as far as severe weather. Again, lots of things can change, but oh, the tropical disturbance. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to back to Radar Omega here. Actually, I want to show you guys what we're expecting. Here's all the risks, and I want to pop those over here real quick. 1 second. All right, so today's risks. I didn't touch base with Texas a whole lot, but I do need to get touching base with that a little bit here. So areas of Texas, what we're expecting. San Angelo, Midland, Fort Stockton, that's the tornado risk that you see there. Again, that is expected sometime later this afternoon if it can get going. I'm not really sold on that. It's going to be a little tough. We'll see. Severe wind risk, that is 15 to 29%. Excuse me, I'm still feeling under the weather, sort of. All right, so severe hail outlook for today. We're expecting San Angelo, Fort Stockton, Midland, San Antonio, Del Rio area. Again, that is expected later this afternoon, and we'll touch base with that. This is Wednesday's outlook. Again, kind of the same areas that we're expecting severe weather. Lubbock, Amarillo, Midland, Fort Stockton has slight risk for severe weather, and then much of Texas under a marginal risk or general thunderstorms for Wednesday. Wednesday's tornado outlook, again, isolated tornadoes expected, Lubbock, Midland area, and the severe wind risk, that is slight as we get into the 15 to 29%. And for Wednesday, again, the severe hail, not a hatched area, thankfully, but that could change. Severe weather risks for areas of Alabama. Here it is, that 2 out of 5 risk for areas of Alabama today. That was updated at 7:02 this morning, Central Daylight Time. And again, the tornado risk there is that 2%. Montgomery, Birmingham, Greenville, Troy, Tuscaloosa, all those areas expecting or could expect possibility of some tornadoes for today. Severe wind risk, we do have the same areas expecting that severe wind risk. Again, 70 plus mile an hour winds. You could have some straight line winds as we do see a possibility of some bowing effect there. Severe hail risk. The hail risk is lower, surprisingly, but that's usually when you start seeing some of that bowing, we get more of the wind threat. As you get into areas of Mississippi, as you already saw, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings going on. Jackson, Meridian, Hadesburg, Biloxi. I expect by the 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I expect most of these storms, excuse me, I expect most of these storms to have already moved out of the area of Mississippi by that time. And they would probably by that time have an update as to where the risk for the tornadoes are. Again, this is a risk for Tuesday, today, May 27th. This is the the severe risk. Thank you, Lisa W. I'll definitely get to Georgia here very shortly. I'm just about to go to that. So this is Jackson, Meridian. Again, severe wind threat for those areas. And the severe hail threat, not that significant today, but there is a possibility of some small P to nickel-size hail. All right, areas of Georgia, here's a risk, 2 out of 5 for today. Again, this I would suspect is going to be later in the day, sometime after 3 or even 4 o'clock this afternoon, Central Daylight Time, so it'd be like 5 o'clock. And I'll go over a little bit more with Georgia on the Radar Omega app here. Your tornado risk, again, this risk is going to this is going to be an isolated risk of tornadoes. It means just one here, one there, maybe none. Just stay weather aware. That's the main thing that I need to point out to you. The severe wind risk, we did show that on Radar Omega earlier, but we'll go back over that a little bit. And then the severe hail risk, not expecting a whole lot as far as hail goes, nothing real huge. You're welcome, Lisa. All right, let's go ahead and go through Radar Omega here so that we can kind of show you what's expected, a little bit more detail with respect to Georgia. And we will touch base on Texas as well. Again, this is a Radar Omega app that I'm using, and we're going to use radar estimates of what that's going to go through. And then we'll kind of touch base on some of the development for hurricanes. It's way down southwest. But again, this is looking at Atlanta, Georgia area around 4 p.m. Sandy Springs, Atlanta, Georgia area, 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. That would be 5 o'clock their time. As we can see, some of those more severe storms, they begin a line of storms, so it becomes more of a wind and potential for some flooding in there because some of these storms could have a lot of moisture in them. There is Peachtree City, Sonoya area around 4 o'clock that has probably the most intense. Again, this is one radar estimate loop, so just be mindful of that. And then it becomes more of a wind event and not too significant of a wind event, mind you. Once we get into 8 p.m., get my drawer on here.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been
Still
issued.
got Mississippi blowing up here. Yeah, yep, it's changed quite a bit. They're realizing that some of the storms that popped up early is probably going to hinder some of this additional development later. So the area that I'm drawing is where I'm expecting some isolated wind event, probably more so like the special weather statement versus a severe thunderstorm warnings. By the time you get done with 8 p.m., Central Daylight Time or 9 p.m. your time in Georgia area, I do suspect that things will be pretty much done for the night. There could be a few spotty areas, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Additional development is expected over in Montgomery, Alabama later in the evening hours, depending on how much the atmosphere could stabilize after those showers go through this later this afternoon. If it can destabilize again, then there's additional possibility for areas of Alabama to have some more risks of those tornadoes, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Yes, Mario, it is safe to fly out of Nashville. That's not a problem at all. Most pilots, especially when you're talking professional grade pilots that deal with those, they're very knowledgeable to fly. Thanks so much, Tufts Weather. I appreciate it. Most of the professional uh, pilots, they are very used to flying in these types of storms. This is nothing new to them, so it's safe to fly. I would just stay weather aware, and obviously all of the pilots, as well as those that try to keep the pilots safe in the air, they're watching the weather very, very closely, much more than I can. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this disturbance that is being talked about a little bit. It's way in the southwest here. I'll take a look at it. A lot of people are starting to trend towards the tropics, rightfully so. We got Invest 90 here. Um, and this is, I don't expect it to hit land, in my opinion, anytime soon, but nonetheless, we'll touch base about it. It is definitely expected to develop into a hurricane. It shows that it's going to potentially hit uh, some areas of land. This would be, gosh, I've never even really looked at this area. So obviously, this is Mexico area. So it'd be Mazat. I can't even say that right. But anyhow, expected to hit that area. And once it hits land, it's going to pretty well die out. I don't see anything real huge, nothing to the mainland. Really don't expect any other disturbances happening to those areas anytime soon. All right, so we touched base on that. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here, folks. See if there's any other areas that we need to. All right, what else we got? All right, let's touch base on some weather with regards to my home state, South Dakota. So, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we do expect to have some light showers, kind of meandering around all day today, kind of making a blah, kind of like how I feel. um, for the next couple of days. And then we're going to get finally some sunny weather and much warmer temperatures expecting as we get into the weekend. So that's going to be beautiful. This would be for Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Those showers, possibility of some more showers on Friday night. But then that dies out quite a bit and brings the northwest winds with it. As we get into Aberdeen, South Dakota, 60s, and there they come, the 80s. Unfortunately, by Monday, we do have some rain making its way back in with those winds out of the south southeast, 16 to 20 miles per hour. Not too bad. Rapid City, do we have snow? No, we don't. Thank goodness. We don't need any more snow in that area. Will severe storms roll into North Georgia tonight? Yes. Yes, North Georgia, you can expect storms. Maine, like Atlanta area, and points northward, some storms. While you do have some areas of Georgia expecting to have that severe weather, like Atlanta, Georgia, and points southward down to Albany, you have that risk for 2% risk of tornado activity. So just stay weather aware. And then Atlanta over to Dublin and down to Tifton. Those are some areas, as well as Columbus, those areas are in a 2 out of 5 risk. Stay weather aware. That's the main thing that we can advise you to do at this point in time. All right, so Rapid City, not really expecting a whole lot as far as weather pattern change. It's really going to be kind of mild temperatures, upper 70s, maybe some mid to near 90-degree temperatures on Sunday as we dry things out. Low precip chances, dry weather pattern really hitting much of the U.S., which a lot of the South could use that right now. All right, areas of Pierre, South Dakota. If this ever loads, let's go. There we go. Haven't used this one for a while, so it's been a little bit. All right, 64-degree temperatures for Pierre, South Dakota, 69 Wednesday, and we get into the mid 70s and mid 80s by Sunday. Along with that south-southeast wind, 14 to 23, gusting to nearly 30. Then we do have a pattern change a little bit for Monday night, where we do have some storms try to um, break up our fun in the sun, so to speak. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we have. Again, this is the overall outlooks that we have over the next few days. As you can see, today's risk is in areas of Texas, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and then Texas again for tomorrow, and then marginal risk for day 3, which would end up being your Thursday. So don't forget. Yes, you can exchange those, but Tufts Weather, don't use them all on me. I appreciate the gifts. Definitely appreciate all the gifts, but hang on to your money. You're going to go very far. I can tell right now. You definitely are going to go far. All right, so let's take a look at Texas here and see what is expected in areas of Texas for today and the timing on that. Get that zoomed out a little bit. All right, so we start seeing things over in Odessa area, Big Lake, I-10 area, 9 p.m. Super late storms, and that's why I don't think that I don't I don't believe that we're going to have. I'm glad that they put a 2% risk just to keep it aware, but I really don't think we're going to end up with a whole lot going on other than wind threat and some hail threat in those areas. This is a look at 11 p.m. Some of these areas of Texas. Let me zoom back out. Most of it stays pretty far in the southern region, so I know you guys can't see the time, so I'm going to kind of play by play. Here's 8 p.m. in Texas, 9 p.m., 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, just south of San Antonio. This one looks pretty significant here. This is likely going to be more of a wind event here. Lots of wind on this, a lot of hail embedded in there, maybe a few isolated tornadoes possible. But usually 1 o'clock in the morning is a little tough for things to get going down there. So we'll have to see how it goes. San Angelo, there's a couple of isolated cells right here about 1 o'clock in the morning, just west of Brady, that could end up having some hail in there as well. So if you're not a fan of hail, which most people aren't, then that's a possibility. But by the time you get into 4 o'clock in the morning, things are pretty well died out in Texas. So that'll be great. Hey, Kansas Storm Chaser, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You had a good live yesterday. Thanks, Tufts Weather. Appreciate it. Yeah, you don't have enough yet. Just take some time, Tufts Weather, for you to build your followers up. All right, so I'm just about done here. I had gone through some of the estimates here of pattern changes and all that here. So I'm just going to kind of hit base with the Euro model on this Radar Omega real quick. Go back to a different scene here 1 second. That's a wrong one.
A new severe thunderstorm
It's
warning
not
has
a
been
new
issued.
one. Well, it is since I was on this scene before. But anyhow, let me go to the pattern change that I was referring to, and then I'm going to let you all go. I've kind of touched base with everything. I have a meeting with a vice president of a company for a new radar app. So this should be interesting. Be 1 second here. All right, so this is the pattern change that I was talking about around the 4th, 5th time frame for areas of South Dakota. You can see that negatively tilted trough a little bit. It's just kind of scattered. Not really impressed with it that much right here. So this area here, that's where that low pressure down in Las Vegas area would be. Not doing a real good job of drawing that. But again, that's going to be really tough. It's going to be kind of a broad area of storms, but nothing real significant, in my opinion. There's some people that are saying it's going to be quite a significant. I'm not sold on it. I think it's going to be mid-June before we really get anything. Mid-June, maybe even late June before we get anything significant in South Dakota areas. But again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We'll have to see how that plays out. So I'm going to let you guys go, and you guys have a great. Wait, what do you do? Message me specifically. What's Georgia looking like later today? I'll take a look at that here real quick, and then I'm going to let you all go. I appreciate the follows, folks. Let me go to Georgia. And Tufts weather, I'll message you here in a
A
minute.
new severe
Or
thunderstorm
you
warning
can
has been
message me
issued.
privately. All right, so areas of Georgia. I went through that, but I'll go through that again. That's all right. I appreciate it. 4 o'clock this afternoon is when and that would be 5 o'clock your time in areas of Sandy Springs, Atlanta, Georgia. Again, you guys are under a risk for tornadic activity. Very low risk, 2% risk, but still stay weather aware. This will look at 3 p.m. as it enters into areas of Georgia, just to the west of Atlanta. So if I was you, anytime after 3 o'clock, I would certainly stay weather aware in areas of Georgia today. Yeah. Yeah, usually that's kind of how it goes. That's all right. They join whenever they get whenever it comes up on their For You page. Wallace, North Carolina. All right, Wallace, North Carolina. It could be a lot of the bots that are making it difficult for me to get the exposure that I rightfully should have as well. So as far as Wallace, North Carolina goes, not expecting a whole lot over the next 24 hours. But as you get into Thursday, let me just double check that here. You guys right now are showing general thunderstorms. So nothing huge. Let me go to, oh, that's the one I was talking about. Okay, so as you get into May 30th, so ending out your month, Friday into Saturday, that's when you have greater risk for severe weather in that area of North Carolina, for Wallace, North Carolina. Yeah, there's a lot of bots. So bots, Tufts weather bots can really mess with your following. And so Claire, um, areas of Wallace, North Carolina. I'll have daily weather updates here for the foreseeable future. So just make sure you're following. That way you know when we go live. And I just kind of do a regular what is expected throughout the day. I try to, if there's severe weather going on in areas, and I mean like tornadoes, those types of things, I try to stay focused on those as much as possible, and then I kind of broaden out if there's severe thunderstorm warnings, but nothing real imminent danger type thing. Like today, not real imminent danger. These have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. These are really trucking along over in Mississippi, 50 mile an hour. It was moving when I first started at 40. Now that's moving much faster, which means basically, in my opinion, this is going to kind of start dying out a little bit. Let me take a look at the echo tops here real quick. And echo tops, what that is basically it allows you to see top of the clouds, how far up in the atmosphere those tops of those clouds are. Geez, that's going to be tough to see here. Hang on one second. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on here. 30, there's 43, so that's why that's still got that. Here's 40. These are really starting to broaden out and die out. We got these special weather statements here as well. So they're broadening out. I really think that they're going to allow this severe thunderstorm watch to expire at 1 o'clock. I don't think we're going to see additional development in the Mississippi area today. That's just my opinion. But I really think things are going to ramp up once they get into Alabama and even Georgia area. Is it going to storm in Indiana? Or is that what he's asking? Oh, yes, just cook. Just cook it. Yes, it's going to storm in Georgia area sometime after 3 p.m. That's okay, Tufts Weather. There's all kinds of tools on there. I canceled my subscription for Radar Omega, so you're going to be seeing a lot change. Just because it's too difficult to switch amongst things. I need something that could be more tailored towards everything that I need. Not a whole lot of hail in here either. So most of this, I'm looking at the vertical integrated liquid. Whoops. And when I look at vertical integrated liquid, I look at the size. Yeah, this is all melting by the time it gets to surface. So really not expecting a whole lot there. Anything in Oklahoma today? No. Which you guys need a break, folks. Oklahoma, you are not expecting anything there at all. Let me go ahead and get over to the overall outlooks here. Much of it is in the deep south as well as areas of Texas. Not expecting anything real significant at all in Oklahoma. This is today's outlook. As you can see, unless you're over by Guymon, Oklahoma, that's marginal risk. The tornado risk is all isolated down into areas of Texas, Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama area, much of Alabama and Mississippi. Tomorrow, here's the tomorrow risks. Again, marginal risk over in areas of the deep south. Again, Oklahoma area would be just that western portion, which is a marginal risk. We're really expecting more of a drier pattern eventually reaching most of the U.S. here. Yes, definitely. We don't need any more rain in Kentucky.
All right, so this is a look at the risks for further out. So if we go to day four would be the 30th and the 31st, ending out the month. We expect that to be over in areas of Augusta, Columbia, South Carolina, and areas of North Carolina, as you can see it there. This is just a 15% probability of severe weather. They don't have the details for um, they don't have the details for what's significant. Is it going to be tornadoes? Um, is it going to be hail? What have you? My prediction is we're probably going to see some isolated tornadoes in this, and probably more of a significant threat for hail. Yeah, Kentucky has really been impacted quite significantly. Uh, and my heart goes out to you, especially areas, I believe it was London, Kentucky.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is just an extension. See how it's meandering and very difficult. Like it's just not. It's very broad area of showers and thunderstorms. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you guys definitely had. Let's take a look at the risks for the hydrological outlook here. If I can remember where that one is. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. So we do have that possibility.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, we're looking at the hydrological outlook, okay? So unfortunately, there are areas of Kentucky that is expecting a slight risk of more rain. So thank you for mentioning about the rain, because yes, there are other risks besides severe weather. The rain risks continue for areas of Kentucky who have a slight risk for excessive rainfall for that area for today. And again, excessive rainfall outlook for many of these areas. That yellow is the excessive, that's a slight risk. The green is the marginal risk. And then we do have these, again, San Antonio area, Fredericksburg, Austin, all expecting that rain. That's for today. As we get into tomorrow, let me get to the right one here. Again, that shifts. Let me shut this other risk off here 1 second. So this is a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. And then when we get to day 3, things dry out a little bit, but the deep south continues to get that excessive rainfall as we have some slow movers through there. So the deep south is going to be getting its share of water, that's for sure. And then marginal risk. So over the next couple of days, while the risk for severe weather in areas of Kentucky isn't that significant, you do have that risk for the weather being pretty rainy. Atlanta, Georgia for today. After 3 o'clock, your storms are expected to be impactful. You do have that risk of tornadic activity for today. Again, that's sometime after 3 o'clock your time. So just be mindful of that. Stay weather aware. All right, folks, I'm going to let you all go. I did go through as many areas as I possibly could. It's kind of slowed down, which obviously that sometimes is a good thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, B. I don't make the weather, I just report it. So just stay weather aware and have a great one. Tufts Weather, if you've messaged me,